Message no. Abrana Enkinkai and so Enfa Emma Ogo Chuku Fiifi-Manfred. Good morning.
Andy.
Maybe be able to
Yeah,
I must draw loading.
Okay, say anything about.
Oh, about Luton Town, your mobile draw. Then I must come back to the photo.
I said that last time I was Chelsea back to before.
Sir.
Say the last time Chelsea.
No, but you won't say West Ham would be fine. And normal say West Ham beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
But Luton Town, oh, David. Draw cry, best.
The last time Chelsea winning English Premier League game, about 100.
We made Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing the Counter Press. I'm grateful for your time. It's an exciting day on Friday here in Ghana. So there are lots of updates. But before we go, you know the drill. Do like, subscribe, and share. Guys, only about 64 people have their notification turned on. Come on, man. We have reaching over 2K views. Do what to turn the notification button. Just so when the video comes, you can get it. Please do what? Turn the notification button. Choose all. We want to scale it up from 64. We want to see about 300 people having their notifications on. Thank you very much for choosing me here. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is the Counter Present. There's a lot. There is finality update on Mohammed Kudus to West Ham. Yesterday, after he scored 3-0 against Luton Town, I mean, he almost all but confirmed that he's going to move to West Ham United. Apart from that, Mohamed Salah to Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. Judging clubs has said something about it. Romelu Lukaku all of a sudden is choosing not to play for Juventus. A big U-turn for Romelu Lukaku, opting to go and play for Jose Mourinho's AS Roma. It's a big one also in there. Apart from that, there is some news about Darwin Núñez possibly going to Chelsea Football Club. We asked about it. Chelsea tonight are playing against Luton Town. Real Madrid are playing against Celta de Vigo. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is the Counter Press. Thank you very much. So, Mohammed Kudus yesterday played against Luton Town in the Europa League qualifier game. In a game that a lot of people thought, yes, this may be Mohammed Kudus' last game of Ajax Amsterdam. And I mean, it was an away game, but there were a lot of the Ajax ultras over there. Now, when they went into this game, they wanted to show Mohammed Kudus. Like you could tell from the pre-match. In fact, there were pre-game photos where Mohammed Kudus was seen on phone in the city center of Bulgaria, where he was constantly on phone asking, he was being updated about his move to Ajax Amsterdam. The morning before, there was just a few more pounds difference in the valuation between West Ham United and then Ajax Amsterdam. Now, he went to play this game, scored some 3 beautiful goals. And the first one for me is testament of the quality of Mohammed Kudus when he plays from the right-hand side. As an interior, cutting onto his favorite foot and then getting the goal. It was a brilliant display from Mohammed Kudus. So, after the game, he was asked, what do you make of this? And Kudus goes on to say that, it looks as if this is my last game for Ajax Amsterdam, but we'll see about that. So yeah, this morning, we have the here we go. Mohammed Kudus is going to play for David Moyes' West Ham United. Excellent player by our standard. Can play as a 10, as an interior, can play from the right-hand side and cutting onto his left foot. Kudus is an exceptional talent and he's somebody that you would want to have in your team. So yeah, Ajax Amsterdam are wrapping up the deal for Mohammed Kudus to West Ham United. Big deal. Right apart from that, Saudi Arabia are moving to get Liverpool's Mohamed Salah 100 million. And a lot of Liverpool fans believe there is no need to sell Salah. Salah is age 31. Salah has 10 goals to be in the Premier League all-time top 10 highest goal scorers. It's a tempting offer, good money for Mohamed Salah, but it really does he have to move away from Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp in his pre-match press conference for this weekend has been unequivocal of the fact that Saudi Arabia need to make sure, FIFA needs to make sure that Saudi Arabia are within the same remit of the European clubs. They don't have to have 20 more days. And I think I agree with Jurgen Klopp. You cannot have Saudi Arabia having a lot of the pool now, but having extra days also. They are going to torment a lot of the clubs in Europe. I understand when people say, oh, the English Premier League had this advantage over the Italian Serie A in terms of money and the Spanish La Liga. But why is it that they are complaining? The question is not about the money. They can spend whatever way they want to spend, but they should spend within the remit, within the time. So yeah, I agree. I don't think that Liverpool are going to let Mohamed Salah go. He's 31. Unless Salah pushes for the move himself, and that will be something. It will take something more for Mohamed Salah to push for that move away from Liverpool. I think that he's still going to remain there because it's just a short time in the window. How are Liverpool going to replace the quality of Mohamed Salah? It is seriously going to derail their chance of a top 4 if he moves out of Anfield and Liverpool. I don't see that deal happening. Now, to the next one. Now, a lot of transfer update. Chelsea's new goalkeeper, Georgi Petrovic, the Russian, has done his medicals. He did it in France. Because of the issue of Russia being banned by a lot of the EU countries, he was finding it difficult to get a visa to go to London. But then that's why he went to quickly do his medicals in Paris. Everything was sent to Chelsea. They've approved it. They signed the papers. Petrovic now has landed in London this morning as I speak to you. Petrovic is in London. Is going to join the Chelsea folks in his first training. So Chelsea have their man, Georgi Petrovic, the Russian, is probably going to be the next goalkeeper, right on the necks of Robert Sanchez for Chelsea Football Club. Apart from that also, I do not know why Romelu Lukaku is doing this to himself. Because for a player that had a wonderful season post his injury at International Milan, really what he has turned the situation into is abysmal. I don't know who is advising Lukaku. I don't know what exactly he's looking for. But this transfer probably has to be the most poorly handled transfer by a player from the player side. By way of context, Lukaku was in International Milan, officially a Chelsea player. The plan was for him to come to Chelsea. Because they knew that Chelsea wanted to let him go, they will leverage on that to ask for a loan. Chelsea said, no, we are not ready for a loan. You have to buy him outright. International Milan said, fine, we are ready. Let's sell Andre Onana first. Once we get our money, we'll come and activate Lukaku. He will join us. Just when that money was about to drop for International Milan, all of a sudden, Romelu Lukaku had conversations with Juventus and said that he wanted to go and join Juventus. Juventus says, fine, we'd love to have you, but we have to let Dusan Vlahovic, the young centre forward, leave before we get you. And Paris Saint-Germain said, oh, we may love to have Dusan Vlahovic, but then we have to see if he will fit our system. Paris Saint-Germain turned down Dusan Vlahovic, go to Benfica, get Gonzalo Ramos, and then all of a sudden, Lukaku's in limbo. No club for him. The only viable option was Saudi Arabia. Even Al Ittihad that wanted Lukaku at some point in time wanted Mitrovic first, and Lukaku was main guy, Mitrovic as second backup. Once Lukaku decided not to go, they went in for Mitrovic full time. Mitrovic's deal has been finalized. He's in Saudi Arabia. Lukaku is still in limbo. Now the recent update is that Chelsea, while they wanted to offload him off the Chelsea list as player, they are finding it difficult to get people to take up Romelu Lukaku full time, especially in Europe. So now the plan is they are willing to negotiate a loan with an option or an obligation to buy next summer. Obligation to buy next summer. And even with that, Lukaku has said no to Juventus. All of a sudden, other clubs like AS Roma are in the conversation about Romelu Lukaku to a club in Europe. So AS Roma is getting closer to signing Romelu Lukaku. There's going to be a possible reunion between Romelu Lukaku and then Jose Mourinho in Rome. So we'll wait to see how that goes. But that has been handled poorly, shambolically from the player side. Romelu Lukaku will have himself to blame if things don't go as well as planned, actually. Now, to the games that are going on this weekend. First of all, Real Madrid is going to play against Celta de Vigo. It's a game that while they're playing away at the San Anoeta, I expect that still Real Madrid gets the win. I mean, if you look at Carlo Ancelotti and how he wants to play his team, I said that in his pre-match press conference, he said something very funny, but if you look at it slowly, you look at it carefully, you understand what he's trying to say. So I've said severally that Madrid are in a 4-1-2-1-2 shape now, where they have two centre-backs, Alaba, Rudiger, obviously. They play Garcia, left back himself, Ferland Mendy, play Carvajal. Then at the base, there is Orange Tchouameni. On the left-hand side, next to him, there is Eduardo Camavinga. Right-hand side, Federico Valverde. Whilst Jude Bellingham is on top of, or is at the apex of the diamond. Right ahead of him, there is Rodrigo Goes and, of course, Vinicius Jr. Now, what he's saying is that they will make up for the goals of Benzema with Jude Bellingham, and it's simple. He's trying to talk about the fact that with Jude Bellingham's arrival, there is some form of compatibility, some form of solidity in the middle of the park for Real Madrid. So what you're going to see is they will not be conceding a lot of the goals. They'll be very compact, they'll be very aggressive and run of the ball. They will not be outrun because last season they're flat 4-3-3. They were always outrun. Yes, you want the technical ability of Toni Kroos to recycle, play some good football, and also from Luka Modric to maintain the tempo of the game, and then have these technical players who can turn the game on its head at any point in time. But then also that made Madrid concede a lot of the time. This time they said, okay, we want to be solid. We're playing a 4-1-2-1-2, but then in certain parts of the game, we'll bring in Modric and then Kroos to come and influence the game from the bench. So that's exactly what Carlo Ancelotti means, and by saying that he believes that his team is going to be very, very compact. In a game against Celta Vigo are playing in a 3-back, also very compact. I think the game is going to be very, very tight, but to come down to the fine margins and Madrid's quality as a team, and I think the Real Madrid are going to win. Now, Chelsea are playing against Luton Town at home. Mauricio Pochettino has a very good record playing against newly promoted sides in the English Premier League. I think about 40 or so games, won about 32 of them. He has a very good record. Now, Chelsea, the last time Chelsea won a Premier League game was about 165 games away against Leeds United. In fact, the last time Chelsea won a current Premier League game was against Crystal Palace, about 200 days away. It's been a very, very long time Chelsea won in the English Premier League. So it is going to be a not so good day if Chelsea don't get the 3 points against Luton Town tonight at Stamford Bridge. Now, Rob Edwards, who is the coach of Luton Town, said that he has seen the Chelsea team. They are very, very solid, but they've not gelled together, and this is a good time for him to play there, and you can understand. Now, Luton is one of the teams that were very solid in they're very, very solid in the championship. They play in a 5-4-1 or 5-3-2, any other you want to put it across, because they have a shuffle between the midfield and the attack every time. Very, very resolute, very combative at the back. And Chelsea's biggest problem also is the fact that they don't have a creator to break down the back five. Nkunku is injured, Kani Chukwuemeka is injured. Chelsea possibly may be playing either Enzo Fernandez as the deepest or Conor Gallagher. How to pull the players out of their shape, how to get them out of the blocks, to find those spaces is going to be very, very important today. Chelsea doesn't have that singular man to get that job done. And that is a big worry for Mauricio Pochettino. If you are going into this game, you're asking yourself, how are Chelsea going to break down a Luton side that is very, very compact, that doesn't score a lot of goals? Out of the teams that qualified to the English Premier League from the Championship, they scored the least number of goals, about 57 or so. They are hugely defensive. 5-4-1, 5-3-2, essentially. And Chelsea doesn't have a creator to manipulate those spaces and then gets them out of their blocks. It is the bigger challenge for Mauricio Pochettino and his charges today. And that is where you ask your questions. Now, if Chelsea go into the regular 4-back, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, Malo Gusto, then of course 3 midfielders essentially, because Caicedo is definitely going to start. You have Moises Caicedo, Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, then Noni Madueke, Raheem Sterling, and then Nicolas Jackson. Now, this is the best formation that I see Chelsea can go into this game. Now, because of this, Chelsea can have a lot more with Noni Madueke, who's also a 1v1 winger. From out wide, he can take on players, then pull players out 1v1 or sometimes 2v1. If he's able to beat them, it affords Chelsea some chance. Also, the fact that Nicolas Jackson is a relentless runner and find out spaces, it's a good one for them. But centrally, apart from Enzo Fernandez, I do not see how Chelsea are going to break down Luton Town in this regard, except from out wide. Raheem Sterling has been his 2017-2018 self, where he used to carry balls and carry the balls to defenders and try to take them on and beat them 1v1. And if he's going to play like that today, it's going to be a huge advantage to Chelsea, because that's what they need to take the game to Luton Town, to try and break them down. Especially, they necessarily were not going to get those depth touches in central areas. Those half spaces are almost going to be occupied by Luton Town, because they're going to sit deep, especially in their formation and playing away from home. Rob Edwards has been unequivocal of how he wants to play. Now, the bigger question is, how do you break down Luton Town without a natural creator in that Chelsea side? Yes, Noni Madueke, using high and wide wingers like Noni Madueke, having a lot of overlapping and underlapping runs and moving the ball quickly is theoretically the best ways to break down a side like this. Also, the switching of play can be very important. The tail dimension. pulling Luton Town to one side and looking to switch the game, looking to switch the ball to the other side, whilst combining. Anytime you do that, it's also going to be very important. Now, Chelsea have the wingers, they have the fullbacks also bump forward. Essentially, the job of the CMs, whoever they play, I don't know who's going to sit the deepest, whether it's Caicedo to help in counter pressing or it's going to be Conor Gallagher. But Enzo and whoever have to combine a lot more and be quick on their passes to be able to break down Luton Town. Trust me, it's not going to be an easy game at all for Chelsea. It's not going to be an easy game. And I like what Mauricio Pochettino said in his pre-match press conference, that Chelsea have to match the hunger and then the grit of Luton Town. Yes, you are quality, but they are coming with hunger. They are coming with a wish to win at Stamford Bridge and then rub it in your face. If you're able to have that hunger and push them, then definitely Chelsea can get something out of this game. So I think that essentially Chelsea should be able to win. I'll bet it won't be easy at all. And that's why I think that how this game is going to pan out. So thank you once again. Another edition of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube done. I'm grateful. Guys, turn on the notification button. And choose all.